And the next session is about EV trend and investment opportunities. It's going to be the last session for this morning. The panelists include the first, Ninnart Chaithirapinyo. He is the chairman of the board Toyota Motor Thailand. Ninnart has joined Toyota as a production engineer since 1975, and then he was promoted to be the first ever Thai director of the board since 1992. Second, Piengjai Keawsuwan, Vice President Nissan Motor Thailand. Piengjai has over 30 years of experience in automotive industry. Presently, she is the first woman elected to be the president of the Thai Automotive Industry Association, or TAIA. Also in 2011, she was appointed to be the presidency of Asian Automotive Federation of AAF, with her vision to make AAF to become the core competitive industry of ASEAN, which can enhance collaboration investments further purposely across ASEAN region. And third, Thanathorn Juangroongruangkit, Executive Vice President, Thai Summit Group, a leading auto part company based in Thailand. Under his leadership, Thai Summit Group has been transformed into a global company with manufacturing facility in 7 countries and more than 16,000 employees worldwide. And this session will be moderated by Mr.Sirichai Chalokepunrat from Phatra Securities. As you know, the automotive industry has been a major pillar in Thailand over decades. According to the Federation of Thai Industries, auto industry contribute 12% of GDP worth 944 billion Thai baht in 2016, and Thailand was ranked the 13th largest automotive parts exporter and the 6th largest commercial vehicle manufacturer in the world and the largest in ASEAN. And may I now invite our panelists and also our moderator on the stage, please.
Okay, hi. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our panel discussions on auto industry outlook, EV trend, and investment opportunities. My name is Sirichai. I am auto analyst for Phatra Securities. First of all, I have to thank for the leading automakers and auto suppliers that they are willing to share their view for the auto outlook in Thailand, following the change or the trend of the industry. What we have seen recently is that we start to see people talking a lot about the change in the technologies from internal combustion engines to hybrid and EVs. We start to see a lot of European countries start to implement the regulations to ban the gasoline engines. For example, like we see Netherlands, we also see France, we also see England start to ban the gasoline engines, and also Thailand itself. We're actually trying to promote the EVs. According to the government, they actually aim for 1.2 million units of EV to be on the street by 2027, 10 years from now. So the question would be whether or not for Thailand, is it still a good or the destination for the investment on the next generations? How fast are we going to see the trend has been changing? And what would be the investment plan from the automakers, and also how auto suppliers will adopt themselves with the new technologies. First of all, may I start with Ninnart Chaithirapinyo. Toyota actually has been a dominant for the leader in terms of auto passenger and also commercial vehicles. And right now, what would you think in terms of the change for the technologies? Actually, we have heard that you are decided to invest in the hybrid technologies in Thailand. Can you share us your view on what you think about Thailand? How important Thailand will become in the next 5 to 10 years? How fast can we develop from ICE, internal combustion engine, to become the new next generation of the vehicles? Ninnart ครับ
May I speak at the podium?
คุณเพียงใจบนนู้นก็ได้นะครับ
Before I answer to Kun Sirichai question, may I take a brief presentation for your knowledge first. I am very pleased to talk about this topic today, and I hope you will enjoy what I am going to share you now. My agenda comprise that show on the screen. Next. Before I go any further on the trend and investment opportunity of electric vehicles, let me show you some major global challenges that are crucial within automotive sector. As world transport energy consumption has doubled in the past 30 years, people are talking a lot about new technologies and fuel alternatives for the future. This graph shows that even alternative vehicles still represent a small share of total sales. It is projected to increase rapidly beyond 2020, and we can see a clear picture at 2030. Another important challenge is motorization rate that show the number of passenger cars per 1,000 people. It is a common indicator of economic development on one hand, but environmental issues on the other. At high motorization rate correspond with a high level of fuel consumption and air pollution. This map highlight motorization rate in different areas in 2015, such as in North America is almost 700, in Japan and South Korea is about 500, and in Thailand is about 230, which is even more than the world average at 182. Another challenge that we should take into account is urbanization. This simulation from UN show that in 2050 there will be 9 billion people globally, and about 70% of those will be living in urban areas. This situation will cause some significant issues such as mobility demand, traffic congestion, waste and pollution. All of these are obviously related to automotive industry and will be threatening our daily life. Regarding those challenges I have mentioned, there is a new automotive technology trend called shared mobility that has grown tremendously in recent years, as growing environmental, energy, and economic concerns have intensified the need for sustainability. Shared mobility is mainly including ride sharing that add more passengers to a trip, or the so-called carpooling. Car sharing that provide the access to an automobile for short term through membership system. And ride sourcing that connect passengers with drivers who use private car for service such as Uber that beat up traditional taxi services and cause some major conflict in many countries around the world. This slide shows the result from the study of car sharing in USA The bar graph represents an increasing number of car sharing membership, while the yellow line shows a decline in car ownership. The finding clearly illustrates that car sharing system reduce number of cars traveling on city road and parking space. This study claimed that one car sharing removed up to 11 private cars from the city street. Another automotive technology trend that seems to be inevitable is autonomous vehicles. Who could imagine that someday we are going to take our hand off the wheel while driving? Though the prospect of autonomous car seems futuristic, we are now halfway to the final step of full automation. The SAE has classified automated driving into 6 steps, starting from zero or no automation. As you can see from this chart, today some of cars are already in step 2 with partial automation that can control both steering and acceleration. Step 3 is still in R&D stage, and the key is smooth road surface and communication with infrastructure, pedestrian, motorcycle, bicycle, and even animals like dog or deers. Though the road of autonomous vehicle is already underway, to cross the finish line successfully is also based on the development of connected vehicle technology that will enable cars to talk to each other and surrounding environments in order to share important safety, mobility, and information. Connected vehicle could reduce number of fatalities and serious injuries caused by accident on the road. Let's say that this is another key to the future of automotive industry. Currently, almost 100 million cars are sold each year. Among them, electric vehicle sale is 466,000 units and is gradually increasing. And if include plug-in hybrid, just hit a new record with over 750,000 sales worldwide in last year. This figure illustrates upcoming trend of electric vehicle in the future. This graph represents electric car stock by countries. In 2016, the accumulated number of electric cars in the world already accelerated past the 2 million vehicles after just crossing 1 million threshold in 2015. China, USA, and Europe accounted for more than 90% of total sales. Now, back to Thailand. Almost 2 million cars were produced in 2016. 60% is export and 40% is domestic sales. Export ratio is increasing and exceeding domestic sales due to, firstly, low domestic demand because of high household debt, strict loan regulation imposed by commercial banks, and low agriculture prices. Secondly, slow global economic recovery. Almost all of them are conventional gasoline and diesel vehicles with less than 0.16% of hybrid vehicles. To serve with global challenges and automotive technology trends, Toyota has just announced to standardize data communication module in order to build global communication platform and expand big data usage. Data from driving will be recorded and collected at Toyota Smart Center for analysis and utilization in different purposes, such as feedback for design and quality control, predicted maintenance for dealers, field data collection for real-time dynamic map, and driving behavior for insurance and leasing. This slide shows how we plan for mobility in the future. At Toyota, we plan to adapt this change similar to how we treated Prius in 1997. Over time, Prius has improved its fuel efficiency from generation to generation, from 28 to 40 kilometers per liter. You can see that fuel consumption have a very big improvement. We strongly believe in hybrid vehicle as a common platform for next generation vehicle like plug-in hybrid, EV, and fuel cell. At the moment, we don't know which one will be the winner. Anyway, 3 of them relies on battery research and development throughout hybrid journey. Now, if we look at EV, people are talking a lot about electric vehicle, discussing that they will change automotive landscape in the future. However, its success will depend on how to overcome the issue such as battery cost, electricity insecurity, low resale price, and public charging station. There is no interest in public charging station investment due to low margin and much space required because charging time is 8 hours. Moreover, the capacity of household electrical wire and circuit need to be modified for EV charging at home. You need at least 16 ampere to charge your EV car at home. I think to drive EV growth, we need R&D on energy intensity and charging time of battery. The mass acceptance of EV to a large extent is also reliant on customer perception of EV. A study on customer most worry of owning EV found that 50% of customers concerned about its high price. The other are such as short driving range, no private charger, few public charger, and long charging time. For Thailand, we need to think about biofuel that are gasohol and biodiesel that can be beneficial to the farmer as well. Today, Toyota is developing the next generation community network called Harmolite to support solutions for local transportation through connection between personal transportation mode and public transportation for enjoyable local mobility. Harmolite provides better and more convenient access, lower carbon dioxide emission, energy efficiency, and space-saving features that benefit to environment too. As Toyota continue to contribute to society through our technology and aim to generate lifestyle change for the better. In commemorating Toyota Thailand 55th anniversary and Chulalongkorn University 100th anniversary, we are partnering to implement Harmo Light within the campus to promote EV car sharing, to create new mobility options to support sustainable society in the near future. The service is set to start from this coming December, so you can try. Just only 30 baht for 20 minutes. In accordance with the government policy to promote local production of electric vehicles, Toyota and Pollution Control Department have agreed to implement feasibility study, the pilot project, to establish appropriate treatment for airbag, the greenhouse gas from air conditioner, liquid and hazardous waste, as well as end-of-life vehicle recycling system in Thailand. Currently, used battery from hybrid car are sent to Belgium for recycling at no cost, as it can be covered by selling some precious metal such as nickel or stainless steel. But the expense can also arise in the future. In Japan, car battery can be rebuilt or reused with a recycle rate of 20%. However, in case of hot weather like in Thailand, we found that the rate is as low as 5% only. Last but not least, Toyota always offers better cars. We try our best effort to exceed customer expectation. Our goal is to enrich the life in the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kap Kun Ninnart. I just found that for your Harmo life is quite interesting. I'm sure that I'll try myself if I have time. One thing that I seen in your presentation, I found that it is quite attractive that we start to see more importance in terms of the new clean energies, 2 million units in 2016, and in the longer term, we probably see it take more than around 50%, 50, of the total auto production in the long term. Then may I ask the question to Kun Piengjai Kap. For Nissan, apart from Toyota, Honda, and Isuzu that already has long investment history in Thailand, you have become very active on the investment. And right now, I believe that Thailand has become one of the key regional hubs for your commercial vehicles and also eco cars. And what I have seen so far is that you also have the EV under Nissan umbrella, Nissan Leaf. Then my very simple questions, why Thailand? How do you see Thailand as an important for your eco-car hubs? Is there any policies that has been very attractive for you by that time? And now, if we want to see you invest further on the new green energies, do you think the current incentive, like excise tax or BOI, is it enough? Or do you want anything further? And anything to be obstacle or opportunity for you to invest in Thailand? Kun Piengjai Kap.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is still morning. Thank you for Phatra that I have the opportunity, good opportunity to be here. And then everyone may know that our Nissan we are the leader of the EV in the world at this moment. So, okay. At the first start, I would like you to see this signboard. This is show you that the change ahead. Everyone knows that at the moment, by the environmental, by the others, come to be changed, a little bit change or too much change. It depends. This chart will show you that we pull all of you to the automotive field. So in the case of the global trend of the automotive industry, and then this graph shows you that from the 2000 to 2050, the energy that may use with the vehicles, it will be come up with so many kinds of the new technology, especially in the electricity. As you see at the 2050, the big portion of the, the hydrogen fuel cells is the black one, and also the electricity is the orange one, is the big portion. That means from now on, it should be changed from the, now is 2017. So we are just 1/3 of this graph. So by the age of your, in here, I think that maybe all of you can reach to the 2050, of course. So let's see, this is the global trend that will be changed for those years. And the next one is we are trying to show you that this is the automotive global trend. For Nissan, we have the Nissan Intelligent Mobility. That one is including for intelligent power, intelligent driving. So this one is the technology. We have the target by the intelligent driving is we should get the 0 accidents and also the traffic jam. What is that? From the lowest one, they show that in the vehicles, you will have the around wheel monitor. That's more safety for you. And then next, we also have the smart rear wheel mirror, intelligent parking assist, and emergency brake. This one is very important. I have the experience when I have chance in Japan. Very interesting and exciting when you drive the car, and then when they have the something across your in front of your vehicles, and then you can maybe you shock something like that. So this one is the new technology. They can we can use the emergency brake for you, something like this, and also Pro Pilot, autonomous driving. I think everyone in here may heard about the autonomous driving. It's one of the technology of Nissan also, yes. That is the intelligent driving for, and that is the trend. And if you say for the intelligent power about your product or your vehicles, you can see, you understand, you have you are introduced for the smart hybrid already, and then from hybrid, we also come up to be the electricity vehicles. But before that, we also have the new e-power train, we call it e-power. This one, it seems like EV because of they move by battery and motor. So it's same as the EV, but the electricity maybe it came from the battery. The battery, where is the source from the battery? Now we still have some of the engine, small engine, to generate for electricity for this car or e-power. We call it e-power. This is one of the technology of Nissan. And from this one, that means the absolute of the target of Nissan is EV. Yes. I think everyone may know who is he. Mr. Keawsuwan. He's now the chairman and CEO of Nissan, of Renault, and of the Mitsubishi. So he also said for his vision in the Geneva, he said that Nissan announced Nissan Intelligent Mobility vision, building on company leadership in electrification, vehicles intelligence. This one to be ensure that what is the way to go of Nissan. As I mentioned from the previous slide, the absolute solution is EV. How to approach this policy to Thailand. I let you know at first, you know him very well, Prime Minister. So this is one of the Thailand social responsibility. Because of on the COP21, I think that this one is the meeting among the environmental of the world, something like that. And then that occurred in the November 2015. At that time, our Prime Minister also said in the meeting that Thailand strongly encouraged to reduce global warming. We have the action plan to reduce the greenhouse gas 20 to 25% within 2030 by using green alternative fuel. For example, he said in the meeting also, electric vehicle, hybrid, something like this. It means Thailand also have the policy to promote and achieve the target of reduce the global warming, something like that. Then after that, the government also announced the policy to promote EV in Thailand on the March this year. So at that time, we are trying to studying what kind of the incentive or what kind of conditions that the government trying to support for they want to be they want to have the EV production in Thailand. It's very tough conditions for manufacturers. And as you see in this, by the incentive that they offer for the manufacturers, as the BOI said, they want to see the EVs to invest in Thailand. And also, not only that, they want to see the EV parts. It's really important for Thailand or automotive industry in Thailand, because in the past, we also very strong for the strong supply chain. I mean the part supply chain. Not in Thailand only, in ASEAN also. We are very strong for this one. So this also, when they create to support the EVs, they trying to make the strong supply chain also. Even the vehicles just as the new technology, something like this. And almost of the incentive that the Ministry of Finance offered to us, I think that at this moment, we feel that we are now studying, and we think that it's very tough conditions and not so much incentive to persuade the manufacturer to invest in overall. But anyhow, I think that Nissan had invested in Thailand a long time ago. So we are trying to create for the new models of our products in Thailand, of course. As maybe you may know that for the last 3 or 4 years, we also expand and establish the new plant, the second plant for us. Now the capacity of the Nissan in Thailand is nearly 400,000 units per year. So it's to be sure that our products, especially for, as I mentioned to you, for the new technology products, will be considered to invest and produce in Thailand also. Yeah, but step by step. Yes. This is to show you that why I said that the policy of the government that support to have the invest for the EVs in Thailand is very tough. I think that this policy may have the step by step of the process. We cannot step up at the moment to EV by this year or the next year, but we have to make some of the awareness, build up the awareness to Thai people first. You are my customer. So now I think that maybe everyone in here may not know well about what is the EV, something like that. We have to educate and give more information for all of you first. Let you believe that if you buy the new car for EV, you can use or utilize them well and get more benefit. Maybe it's more than the current model that you drive every day, something like that. So this is very important. Sometimes EV may happen in Thailand very soon by Nissan. So that is our job or task that we have to do at first. And then after that, some of period, because of in Thailand, we never have this kind of new technology product to sell in Thailand before. So that's why we also have some of strategic plan how to approach the Thai people to get the EV or similar EVs, as I mentioned before, in Thailand first. Yeah, and then after that, when our customer buy the car, so we found it okay. We have demand to create some of the production in Thailand, enough to create the production in Thailand. That is the second that I trying to say that we will have the EV production in Thailand also. Yes. Some of them, it depends on the government policy also. Because if the government policy not support or some of the subsidy to the customer or only the manufacturer at the moment, I think that the Thai government policy now support only the manufacturers. But the customer, I have not seen it. This is one of the obstacles. If in the my experience in Nissan experience in the global countries, all of them, they are trying to, the government trying to support the customer by in some incentive. For example, when you buy the car, the new car of EV, you will have some of cash incentive, a lot of them, something like this, or on the expressway you free of charge or something like this. This one, I think that it may happen in Thailand if the government realize that as Kun Ninnart mentioned before, that EV is a little bit high price. So if the customer or demand will occur, that means all the customer should favor to buy something like that, and believe it will be useful for you in overall. Yeah, and the last one is the infrastructure. I think if you buy the vehicles, the EV, but you have no charger or charging station on the way, maybe you are not rely on if you on the way so far away, something like that. So this is very important. But now for the government policy, they're trying to offer for some subsidy by this one, but still very slow. Yeah. So this is the ideas that how to approach the EV in Thailand should be step by step. And the last one that I will show you, this is to ensure that we are as I mentioned before, we are the leader. So this Nissan started from the 2010 until now. So this model is a little bit old. So please closely follow up for the next one, maybe very soon or the next month. You can see it. You can see the new Nissan Leaf. Just only a teaser, some of the teaser here. It's very smart for good design, and also as you see in this picture. So please follow for this information for Nissan too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kun Piengjai. It is interesting to see a lot of the government policies that has been trying to promote, especially, unfortunately for the manufacturing side. But now, Kun Thanathorn, as you are the leading Thai auto suppliers that now going global, you are become more competitive globally. May I ask for Thailand, are we still competitive as an auto suppliers production hub under the change of the technologies? And actually, if I may ask, do you think that the change in technology is it in line with your expectations, or it is faster than your expectations? And if I were the third tier or the fourth tier suppliers in Thailand, how would I adopt myself to become competitive for the change of the technologies? Kun Ninnart, Kun Ek, sorry.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say that it's a bit difficult to be the last speaker because I'm the only thing that is standing in your way and your lunch, between you and your lunch. So I'll try to make it quick and precise. Before I start my presentation, I would like to touch upon the Kun Piengjai observation. There is no dispute now that Nissan Leaf is the best selling model of electric vehicles around the world. There's no question about that. So in this regard, Nissan is one step ahead of Toyota But don't get me wrong, both of them are my customers, so I'm not trying to, beat any one of them. But if you look at the Toyota's move, it's very interesting that last year Toyota introduces the Toyota Mirai, which is an EV but powered by hydrogen fuel cell. So I think eventually the hydrogen fuel is the future. Eventually, I mean, Toyota might bypass the battery-powered EV to the hydrogen fuel cell-powered EV. So in this regard, Toyota is one step ahead of Nissan. So first of all, let me introduce you Thai Summit Group. To Thai Summit Group, I am the Executive Vice President of the company. Our company is headquartered in Samut Prakan, and we have about 17,000 employees globally. We are operating in Thailand, mostly in Asia, in Japan, in China, in India, in Vietnam, in Indonesia, and in the US. About 70% of our products relating to the body structure, to the car's chassis, so it's metal related. Last year we managed to secure our business with Tesla Motors, Model 3, and we are very proud of that. And the reason why we managed to secure the business with Tesla is because of our lightweight technology that I will be talking in the next few slides. So let me first take you to the future of the technology in the automotive world. The previous two speakers has talked a lot about these technologies, so I will go through this quick and give some of my observations about this technology. So if you look at this chart, you can see on the right-hand side, I think the main technology today, there are two things. First being to make the internal combustion engine better, and second, the road safety. Moving toward the future, the three dominant disruptive technologies are first, mobility, second, autonomy, and third, electrification. When we talk about the future technology, the future trends in the automotive world, people thought of electric vehicles or the electrification, but it's not the only big thing in the industry. I think mobility and autonomous vehicle are equally big, if not bigger. So there are a lot of efforts that have been put into making the internal combustion engine better. We are talking about biofuel, we are talking about turbocharger. Diesel engine used to be very popular until recently with the Volkswagen diesel scandal. On road safety, you can see that a lot of technologies has been introduced over the last few years to make driving safer for drivers and passengers. These include things like lane changing sensor. This includes things like passenger warning and the how you say when you feel sleepy when you are driving. There's also a sensor that scans into your eyes retina and give you a warning that you are not driving safe. So these things like this are introduced in the premium cars segment, and I think in the near future it will come down to the mass volume car segment. On the mobility, autonomy, and electrification, I think these three trends will change not only the automotive industry, but also how we live in this world. The question of when, I've been asked a lot of questions of when the EV will take off. And I think the answer of the transition between internal combustion engine to EV has been answered by France. France and England, France and Britain, they actually made it into regulation that by 2040, all the cars sale in these two countries must be zero emission. So I think looking at it from this 20-something years perspective, I think the roadmap is quite clear. 2020 will be the period where car makers will perfect the EV technology. Governments and car makers will standardize rules, regulations, and specifications of the battery, the charging stations. And in 2020s, it will be all about building infrastructure. My idea is that by 2030s, that is when the EV will take off to meet the target of 2040. So I think the EV will take off and claim the dominant position in the market, claim the majority of new vehicle sales in the market in early 2030s. Now, we have France, we have Britain. I think other countries who planning to introduce the zero emission policy will introduce the timeline sooner than later. Why? If you introduce the timeline of zero emission in your country, say 2050, then you will be a laggard in technology. You will play a catch-up game. And secondly, jobs will be lost. So any countries planning to introduce the zero emission policy, they will introduce it, they will give the deadline in 2040 or sooner. So, so we see the 5 major trends. What is it? What is in there for suppliers like us, like Thai Summit? I'm trying to map up technologies that would enable the mobility, autonomy, and electrification trend of the automotive industry. And things are like GPS technology, sensor technology, camera technology, the Internet of Things, battery technology, of course, fuel cell, and lightweight materials. These are the key technologies that have to develop together with the big technologies trend that are developed by the car makers. So I think what I've seen over the last few years, very recent, the trend is very recent, is that I see a lot of resource allocation, a big change in resource allocation. Car makers, people like Honda and Toyota, they are spending more time, more management time, more capital, and more engineers toward these 3 trends: mobility, autonomy, and electrification. So, what is left inside the company is the conventional parts or conventional technologies. They are not investing in these technologies. So what I see in this is that the responsibility of tier 1 companies will get bigger. They will not develop new car bodies themselves. Car makers will not spend more money to develop car bodies themselves. They will delegate this responsibility to tier 1 suppliers so that they can have more of their resources, namely management time, capital resources, and engineering resources to these new trends. So, given this circumstance, we as a tier 1 supplier, we need to level up our engineering capabilities in order to make ourselves fit into our customer strategy. I see a lot of requests, a lot of requests for us to collaborate in developing parts that are not concerning these 3 major trends, because customers, they don't want to do this anymore. So, this is the result of that. This is a lift gate, the 5th door, if you may. This is not conventional. Normally, the bodies in your cars is made of steel. But this 5th gate, the black portion of it is made of magnesium. And the silver portion of it is aluminum. So the name of the game here is lightweight. And we all know that steel is not light. Steel is quite heavy in comparison to aluminum and magnesium. What we together develop with our customers, this is already commercialized, by the way, is already in the market. So what we did with our customers is that we develop with them and give them the solution, because our customers doesn't have body engineers anymore. When they invest, when they put their best engineers, they put the best engineers in autonomous vehicle, they put the best engineers in battery technologies. No one putting their best engineers in car bodies. So we have to fill the gap. We did this, we collaborate with them and introduce this to the market. So the benefit is that if this 5th door is made of steel, it would be about 30% more in weight than this current version of aluminum plus magnesium. And it also enables us to reduce the noise in the vehicle, because the aluminum and magnesium is better at absorbing the noise. So in the passenger room, you can feel the comfort, more comfort when driving this vehicle. So this is already introduced in 2016, last year. We introduced this. So what's in it? What in this for our companies? People asked Thai Summit, people ask me a lot, are we going into battery technologies or anything? I think it's very difficult for suppliers like us to do things that we are not good at. There are companies around the world that are trying to go do batteries. For us, it is clear. We do what we do best, but adapt ourselves to these key trends. And the key trend is material science, lightweight technologies for us. And we have one division that is doing the wiring and electrical components, but nothing very fancy. We're going to put more capital into developing the sensors and radars that used in the autonomous vehicles. So those are the things that we are doing, introducing lightweight materials, body, to the EV lightweight will end up, because we all know that battery is quite heavy, and if all the car bodies are made of steel, then it will be 30% heavier than aluminum or other material technologies. So we are trying to bring this aluminum to the market. We are trying to bring this magnesium to the magnesium technology to the market, in the hope that we can be part of the solution to make our world cleaner, better, So that's our vision. Last but not the least, I would like to touch on a little bit about about the trend. As we moving forward to the future, I think these three technologies, these three trends will change the way we live, change how we transport ourselves. What we can see is that when we look at the autonomous vehicle and mobility, younger people nowadays, they don't want to own a car. Car ownership is something that is not in their dream. Unlike my generations, where fast cars are the thing for young men, but not at this generation. So what is happening is that cars will become more like movies. There will be on-demand cars. People want to use car when they want to use it to the destination that they want to go, without owning the cars itself. We see that this technology is developing and evolving, and it will have a lot of impact to our societies. The first being that, let's think of a car. If you use, for example, say 4 hours of car every day, you are utilizing only 16% of the car. Out of 4 hours of 24 hours, you are utilizing only 16%. And everyone knows that utilizing 16% of an asset that's worth what? $1 million baht? That is not a very smart way. So how can cars be utilized at rates of, say, 60 or 70%, like machines in factories, which are normally utilized at 70%. If we can utilize car at 70% or maybe 15, 16, 17 hours a day, that will enormously reduce the car ownership. You will have less traffic jam. There is no need for parking space because car will spend their time on the roads. So parking space in cities will be freed. and of course, you will have less car ownership, and the car will be driven longer one day, so the life of the vehicle will become shorter. So in the future, there will be more needs of the maintenance, and there will be more needs of the recycling business for the cars. So I think these things are the future we are moving into. I'm very excited as one of the executives working in the industry, and we believe that by understanding the big trend, we can be part of the solution to make the cars cleaner and better to the world. So with that, I would like to end and conclude my presentation. We will continue to bring this lightweight technology body into the market so that our cars will become cleaner. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Khun Thanathorn. Unfortunately, we do not have much time left for Q&A. But in brief, I think that everybody already sees that Thailand right now has been trying to catch up the new technologies. And I'm not debating whether EV or hybrid is better, but yes, we have to step up our technologies. We have to step up in terms of the supply chain value added. But hopefully, I live long enough to have a chance to drive EV. Don't get me wrong, Khun Ninnart, I already have 2 of your Camry hybrids. Okay. Okay. May I have once again have a big round of applause to our guest speaker, Khun Ninnart, Khun Piengjai, and Khun Thanathorn.
Thank you very much, all panelists, and also Khun Sirichai. about EV and also technology automotive trend. We would like to invite all of you to join our lunch buffet, which will be held in 3 places, Montatip 1 and 3 at Montatip Court across the ballroom, and also Piman Man on the 2nd floor. And please bring your belongings with you as the room setting will be changed. Thank you.